The grand hall of the Interstellar Council gleamed under soft, violet lights. Rows of alien diplomats were seated in their ornate chairs, each representing a civilization from across the galaxy. Among them sat Ambassador Jylan, a tall, sinewy alien with translucent skin that shimmered like oil on water. His expression was taut with worry. Beside him, clinging to his arm, was a small figure, his daughter, Lyra. Lyra was unlike any child in the galaxy. She had been born deaf, unable to hear the melodic songs of her people or the subtle vibrations of their language. To an outsider, she seemed like any other child. But those who knew her saw the frustration etched into her violet eyes, the yearning to connect, to communicate. "Father, I want to speak," Lyra whispered in sign language, her fingers trembling. Her gestures were precise but desperate. Jylan's eyes softened as he looked down at her. "I know, little one. I know." The council had convened to discuss a delicate matter, a rising tension between two systems that could escalate into war. Jylan's race, the Etherians, were known for their diplomacy, but even their skills could be hampered by personal pain. He had exhausted all known medical technology, all alien remedies. To help Lyra here, but nothing had worked. And then she arrived. Commander Elias Rourke was a human veteran of the Earth Expeditionary Corps. He had retired from active duty after countless campaigns in hostile territories across uncharted systems. Humans were known for their resourcefulness and unyielding courage. But Elias had a reputation for something else entirely. He had a knack for seeing the unseen, understanding the undetectable, and solving problems that others deemed impossible. Jylan had invited him personally, hoping that perhaps a human touch might succeed where alien technology had failed. Elias entered the hall quietly, his tall, rugged frame contrasting sharply with the elegant alien surroundings. His eyes scanned the room with the calm confidence of someone who had faced life-and-death situations countless times. When he reached Jylan and Lyra, he knelt to be at the child's level. "Hello, Lyra," he said softly. His voice was rough but warm. "I hear you want to speak." Lyra's violet eyes widened. She had never heard a voice like this before, voice that seemed so solid, so alive. "I want to hear," she signed frantically. Elias nodded. "I understand, and I think I can help. But you have to trust me." With a gentle smile, he guided Lyra to a medical platform that hummed with alien energy. Alien doctors hovered nearby, murmuring in their melodic language, skeptical but hopeful. Elias examined Lyra carefully, his hands surprisingly steady for a human. Then he paused, frowning. "There's something here," he muttered, almost to himself. "Something foreign." Jylan leaned forward. "Foreign? What do you mean? We've scanned her countless times. Everything should be normal." Elias shook his head. "Not normal, just hidden." He glanced at Lyra. "May I?" Lyra hesitated, but then nodded. She had a strange sense of trust in this human, something she had never felt before. Elias's hands moved with precision. He found it immediately, a tiny, crystalline shard lodged deep within the auditory canal of Lyra's ear. It was almost invisible, smaller than a grain of sand, but it pulsed with a strange energy. "This is blocking her hearing," Elias explained. "It's not natural. Probably left by some ancient technology or a failed experiment long before her birth. It's been interfering with her neural pathways." Jylan's jaw dropped. "An artifact?" "In my daughter." Elias nodded. "Exactly. I can remove it, but you have to stay very still, Lyra. Lyra's small hands gripped her father's arm. "Will it hurt?" she signed. Elias smiled gently. "A little, but just for a moment." With delicate precision, Elias began the procedure. His human hands, steadied by years of battlefield experience, moved like instruments of art. The shard pulsed faintly, almost resisting him, but Elias was patient. After what felt like an eternity to Lyra, he withdrew the shard. Immediately, the change was noticeable. Lyra's ears seemed to hum with a new awareness. She blinked, then gasped as she heard the softest vibrations, the rustle of her father's clothing. The whispers of alien delegates, the low hum of the hall's energy fields. "Father," she whispered, her voice trembling. Jylan's eyes filled with tears. He had never heard her speak. "Yes, my little one. It's you. It's really you." Lyra laughed, a sound that was like music in the hall. Alien delegates murmured in amazement. She turned to Elias, her eyes shining. "Thank you. Thank you." Elias chuckled, a little embarrassed by the attention. "You're welcome, kiddo. Just remember, you're stronger than you think." Guylan's gratitude was immense. "You have done what no Etherean technology could. You have given my daughter her voice." Elias shrugged modestly. "Humans, we do what we can." Word of Elias's deed spread quickly through the council. Delegates from distant systems approached him with admiration, curious about the human who could accomplish what no alien science had managed. But Elias only nodded and smiled quietly, returning to Lyra, who was now chattering animatedly in her own tongue, blending words and sounds that had been impossible for her to form before. The incident also had an unexpected effect on the council itself. Diplomats who had been rigid, cautious, and even mistrustful began to see humans in a new light. Here was a species that, despite its simplicity compared to advanced alien civilizations, possessed ingenuity, courage, and compassion by the time the council reconvened for the crucial negotiations between the warring systems. Lyra was present, speaking fluently with her father by her side. Her laughter echoed in the chamber, a sound that seemed to soothe even the tensest delegates. And in the midst of the political discussions, humans were no longer seen as mere observers. They were respected, admired, and quietly feared for their ability to solve problems others couldn't even perceive. As the negotiations concluded, peacefully a first in decades, Ambassador Jylan approached. "Elias, you have not only healed my daughter, but also shown my people the true value of humanity." Elias grinned. "Just doing my job, sir. Sometimes seeing the small things others miss. That's all it takes." Lyra tugged at Elias's arm. "Will you stay for dinner? I want to tell you everything I've been dreaming of hearing." Elias laughed. "I think I can manage that." That night, under the violet lights of the council hall, human and alien sat together, sharing stories, laughter, and the simple miracle of communication. And somewhere in the galaxy, the small act of a human veteran reminded every civilization that courage, kindness, and ingenuity, qualities that transcended technology, were what truly made a species remarkable. And for Lyra, the deaf daughter of an alien diplomat, the world had just become a symphony of sound, laughter, and limitless possibilities. Asterisk.